Hi. So the chances are that if you are here, you love Ado just as much as I do. And listen, it's pretty hard not to fall in love with that girl. But today I've got something really interesting, because the last time I reacted to Ado just a couple of days ago, I had a lot of people in my comments talking about PHANTOM SIITA. A lot of you guys wanted me to react to them. And I looked at it, never heard that name before, so I was pretty much kind of like, okay, someone new, I've got to check out who that is. And boy, oh boy, when I checked out who that is and what is the connection to Ado, I got so freaking excited. So if I did understand the whole thing correctly, Ado is actually producing these girls, and they are a brand new band. And they have a very interesting concept as well, which I'm very excited to look at with you. I haven't checked the song at all yet. I haven't heard them, so this is my pure first time reaction. I am so excited. I want to hear how this sound is going to correlate to Ado's, or if she went in completely different kind of like creative direction. From the name and from the visuals, it's going to be a tiny bit creepy, so I'm a big fan of that as well. I'm excited. I'm so ready. So let's start together. Ooh, okay, so it is gonna be a creepy concept, which I'm happy. Listen, we're going into autumn. Ooh. I am actually a big fan of how they married kind of like a typical Japanese sound, but with a little bit of like an old game soundtrack. Ooh, I like it. Okay. Okay, so they are not shy of modulation, just like Ado is. We're not gonna constantly compare them to Ado. They are gonna be the artists of their own right, you know? And they already are a tiny bit different, but it is nice to see some of the references for sure. I did like a little bit of that cute little yodel right there. Yeah. It's very stark, right? So this is the yodel that is supposed to be really out there and really obvious. Yeah. And here is the modulation. Right there. It's also allowing her to let it go in a little bit of a structure and a little bit of a texture. Okay, I really love the couple of modulations that we heard from them. I have a little bit of a trouble to see who's exactly singing. So if I'm gonna not know, let me know down in the comments. Don't be shy, let me know, because it's a little bit chaotic to see exactly who's singing what line. I like the two modulations that we had there. First one was that typical like little squeaky. So opening the phrases with that little. It's kind of like sliding down from the vocal break, but not right through it, just right under it. Into that really full register. It's a lot of them there. And then modulation, that and that. A little bit of that width and twang into that sound. So the chorus is kind of like sang by all of them. It's more of the kind of like a unisono. I like the chorus. I like that kind of the the biggest contrast built between the verses and chorus is that chorus is kind of beautifully blending with the instrumental, which instrumental is fun. It is very retro, right? And the verses are much more out there, a little bit more edgy. So not always chorus has to be the edgy part of the song. It can be absolutely vice versa. That was a little mixed, kind of high tone. That was a little bit dirty there. That would be just a switch into the head voice. You go into a little bit of it width into the just to make it a little playful. That was a beautiful part. Let me just replay this part. I do not want to stop too often, of course, but this part particularly was so pretty, and the way she was working her way up into those higher tones, but just slowly switching the registers. And every single time she does go into a different placement, her tonal quality change is such a good example of that too. This is all very chesty. Oh, she also has a very pretty tonal quality. So this is much more mixed, and towards the very end, she's actually entering more of that head mix there. And a head voice. It's pretty high, but for those young voices, they can pretty much achieve quite of a big and clean high voice. Head voice. A little fry. Oh, the layering with the texture was cool, huh? Sometimes when Ado does her productions, she does layer her voices, like her voice very well. I'm not sure if that's her usually idea or the producer's idea, but because she's so consistent with it, I'm gonna say that's probably her idea about the final sound. And I love that in the group, you actually do not have to layer your own voice, obviously, but you're layering more voices, and it's creating a little bit more sound diversity. Okay, cuteness. Well used air. Oh, that's a beautiful visualization. Visual is, oh my god. If you listen to the layer well enough, you can hear that someone there is having a really warm basis and is mixing a tiny bit more air. Na 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 na. You hear that a little air in the back. Na 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 na. And then one of them is doing a little bit of that switch. Na 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 na. And the difference between those two and just like the way they collide is sounding so pretty. Pretty high. Ooh, she's so expressive. Damn. I love the instrumental to this. It was very authentically like a retro, and even the way they mix their voices into it, specifically in chorus, is just beautifully blended. And where it is creating the atmosphere, so more in the verses, they are pretty nicely standing out. Okay. Okay, I absolutely see where and how Ado chose them, but I have to say that they have a lot of their own aura in this song. So if I would hear them, I would not necessarily go immediately to say that they are like a little copies of Ado whatsoever. I think their sound is very distinctive. I think that they are blending nicely together, even though it was really hard in certain parts to literally tell like who is singing what. So I have to look a little bit more into this. And also let me know if there are like live performances of this as well, because I would love to see. And yeah, I did like the composition. It was all working so well together. And of course, I'm very proud of Ado at that very young age to be able to go and just do such an incredible things and also help other people in producing them. It's just like, I will never stop praising her because I think she deserves the world. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Please, if you did, don't forget to subscribe right here. Here's the video that YouTube actually recommends for you. And here are the rest of my reactions, the Japanese reactions. Please stay safe and healthy. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.